Crown Television Zambia jetuli ne Kyagulanyi Center mu Robert Bobi wine asunsula nsonga kale katumufune oluzungu nanti ali mu luzungu enafuweta luzungu lwerere ensonga za luzungu za kujjako na kyemala gino kaguta Museveni tewali kirala kujjako Museveni tugende maaso tutandise.
Welcome to this interview once again, and we are glad that you have found the time to be with us. And just before we got distracted by that, cut, you were telling us about what has transpired as of today in the region where you are in Uganda. Before we get deep into this conversation.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello? Great. Thank you very much. But apologies again. I cannot guarantee my network because in the hotel where I am is surrounded by still police, and we have been having a problem of network jammers that are always placed around us to restrict communication to the outside world using the internet. So every time I break off, please bear with me. Now, I was still telling you that we got waylaid today, and more than 100 of my campaign team, more than 100 people were arrested. This follows the 20 people that were arrested 2 days ago, and that also follows 10 people that were arrested last week as we campaigned in the northern part of the country. So it has become a normal thing for the police to raid us either in the hotels or along the campaign trail and arrest our people as an effort to isolate me and discourage my team.
On tenure, seeking a seventh term of office now, what is the core message you want to convey to Ugandans about the prospects of change? And what is your vision for truly democratic Uganda? We do hear you in your messages when you talk about, people power, our power as a slogan, but also what exactly is the Uganda you envision to have?
We have put out a clear map with 10 priority issues that we intend to approach. However, in brief, a new Uganda is a Uganda that provides equally for all Ugandans, a free Uganda, a democratic Uganda, a stable Uganda, and a Uganda that is administered according to the rule of law. However, before I even delve much into our manifesto, the major message that we are pushing across the country is the message of unity of a generation. You see, Uganda is the second youngest country in the world, if not the youngest. And we have a generation that is young and full of ideas, full of aspirations. Those are the ideas that we want to put in action. We can only put those ideas in action when you have a free country. We can only have a free country when that generation unites. You see, for the last 40 years, the General Museveni has been in power. He has used a method of divide and rule. He has divided our people along tribal lines. However, we are trying to unite a generation which is actually working very well. We're trying to unite a generation so that they demand for what they rightly deserve in a country that can actually provide that.
Mr. President, in your repackaged message, you are urging Ugandans to rebel against the regime. For lack of better terms, you are asking the Ugandans for a protest vote. Do you think that your message has been received by Ugandans across Uganda?
It's actually not a message not only for Ugandans, it's a message for East Africans and probably all Africans. I mean, in the recent days, you've seen the young people of Madagascar, of Tanzania, of Kenya, and many other places, even of Cameroon, rising to the occasion and saying enough is enough. And they say they want to determine their own destiny. And this is what we encourage the young people of Uganda. We are calling this a protest vote. because we are protesting first and foremost against impunity. We are using this election to speak out and speak loudly. We know that General Museveni has a habit of abusing the law and acting with impunity. We are going to protest against that in the vote, and we've encouraged our young people to vote, but follow their vote, to ensure that they defend it, to ensure that what they say through their vote is actually what prevails.
Is orchestrating violence against your party members and supporters. Now, can you elaborate on the specifics? Are there specific incidents which you can point at as violent activities that have occurred in your camp, orchestrated by the regime?
Yes, please. Even before the election, even before we were nominated, there was a deliberate, carefully planned line to arrest and abduct people that are around me. More than 10 of my close security team were arrested and are still in prison over trumped up charges. Of course, there are always the new people that come to stand in for the imprisoned and jailed comrades. So this time round, the regime has been trying to find any excuse to round up our people. They first claimed that my team and I had actually robbed the police. You see, we're always followed by police and the military, heavily armed. However, they alleged that my team and I had robbed them, and with that excuse, they arrested another 10 people from the northern part of Uganda, Gulu. That was last week. Now, 2 days ago, as we were traveling to the western part of the country, and that is where General Museveni comes from, a group of young men dressed in yellow t-shirts with General Museveni's picture, protected by police armed to the tooth, raided us. They attacked us, hurling stones and beating our people with sticks. However, we were protected by the police that was given to us by the Electoral Commission, and we went past that. Of course, even the people that are around the place that are our supporters, who are actually many, reiterated and stopped these goons from attacking us. However, that very night, police raided the hotels that we were in, and they took 20 of our people, claiming that we actually fought the people who attacked us. Now, probably that's the same excuse that they are having to round up our people, but the whole world knows that acting with impunity is what General Museveni knows best.
You say, you in your press...
Yes, this is what I've been telling you all along. General Museveni has failed to get a reason why to attack Bobi Wine and his team. They failed to get a reason where to stand, a standing point to attack Kyagulanyi, to fail him from campaigning around the country. So they have done everything. They have tried to pin him. He's not giving them a chance. So they have resorted to bring in guns to attack Kyagulanyi, then arrest Kyagulanyi's team that attacked the guns that were attacking him. Are you getting it right? They send in guns to attack you, and if you don't give them what they want to arrest you, so they say, because you never fought the guns, now we are arresting you because you just looked at the guns. So they arrest you for just looking at the guns who attacked you, because you failed to give them a reason to arrest you and to beat you up. Okay? Now, after failing to get what they wanted, they resort to lying to you that, you know what, Kyagulanyi's team beat up police officers, that's why we are arresting them. But in the first incident, in the first place, they will not give you the evidence, the videos of Kyagulanyi's team fighting with police. There is not any video of Kyagulanyi's team fighting with the police officers. There's not that such of a video. And if it was there, it would have been police to show the world first, to really put it to Kyagulanyi that is violent, but there is not such a video. So they'll just talk, a mere talk, for them to get a ground, for them to give a statement that is false. But the world is watching. Yeah.
Briefing mentioned just a couple of it must have been yesterday where you said that the mayor of Sanga town council has been implicated in mobilizing these attackers. Have you reported this incident to authorities, but also what is your expected action with regards this particular allegation?
Person that is committing a crime. I mean, these criminals were guarded by the police. This was on camera, but the police has not come out to say anything, But I mean, it is the police that was doing this criminality. How do we go to report to them?
Have been arrested and detained. What do you think is the motivation behind these arrests? Because clearly, these things have been done to you and your members for a very long time. But what is it that you think is the motivation and behind these arrests?
Well, first and foremost, the region where we are is where General Museveni comes from. And for a long time, he has been rigging elections and claiming 100% of the vote in his favor in most places in Western Uganda. In 2021, many of them were blocked from voting for the president because he was not sure whether they supported him. So to see that when we stepped in Western Uganda, we had such a huge heroic welcome, that did not augur well with the regime. So we believe that they are trying to intimidate the people of Western Uganda, the people of Ankole. They are also trying to discourage people from associating with us and our quest for change in Uganda. That said, I must also mention that it has not just started now. It has been happening, and the regime has always been trying to isolate me as an individual, to arrest and detain the people that give me support, so that I don't have enough support system.
What strategy do you have, to counter the possible impact of these, these actions that are being made against you?
The strategy is not giving up. That is our strategy, not giving up. Of course, our tactics keep changing every day, when they block a road, we devise means. When they arrest our people, we struggle to find alternatives, etc., etc. So we take every situation the way it comes to see that we overcome it. But our main plan is not to give up, to keep going, because everything is on our side. We are at par with the law. The law is with us. Otherwise, we would be in jail. But even when they arrest us, they can only torture us, but they cannot convict us because we are not committing any crime. The population is with us because besides them being majorly young, they have faced oppression for 40 years. Majority of the population have never seen another president, and therefore they want change. And finally, and most importantly, time is on our side. We only need not to give up, and that is an assurance of it.
President Setamu, you have said that your party is non-violent and operates within the law. How do you manage, how are you going to manage to, ensure that your party does not retaliate after these provocations that are being made against them? But also, what is your general message to the people in the region that you are?
First and foremost, while I lead the presidential candidate of that the National Unity Platform, I don't look at this struggle as a struggle between political parties. No. I look at this struggle as a struggle between the people of Uganda and the tyrant a military dictator that has oppressed them for 40 years. And these people, many of them are in the party that I lead, but there are some that are even apolitical, but they want change. And therefore, I don't look at this as a party. I look at this as a cause of the people of Uganda. My message to the people of Uganda is to know that you can come together and change your country. We are only using this election to communicate firmly to all and sundry that the people of Uganda want change, and we are tired of this military dictator, and we are voting him out, and we will vote him out. We know how he behaves. We know that there will be many efforts to rig the election. We are calling upon the people of Uganda to give themselves something to fight for, and thereafter go ahead and fight for it and defend it.
The ghetto president, that is the moniker that you go by, which is a testament of your roots, with the grassroots. Now, especially with the people of Kamioka, how do you plan to leverage this grassroots support getting into the 2026, election? But also, you are challenging this president for another time. What are you doing different this time around to protect the vote?
Yeah, what am I doing to live with the ghetto? It's not only about the ghetto. Yes, I come from the ghetto, but there's so many people that don't come from the ghetto, but want better. Many of them, their parents or their grandparents or they themselves worked their way out of the ghetto. However, they want better. They want a country that functions, that works for them, that makes their dreams valid. And those people are part of this, our struggle. So we don't just limit it to the ghetto. It is everybody's cause. What are we going to do better for the people? Follow the law, implement the plans, cut down the corruption, that and more will be our definition in the new Uganda.
35% of the vote in the last time in 2021. Now, when we get to 2026 and we're getting to this, particular election, how are you looking at, succeeding or amassing more numbers in this particular, election, especially amidst intimidation, arrests, and abductions of your supporters and the NUP as well? Is the question that I'm going to be asking our guest, who unfortunately has lost connectivity for now, but like he said, it's not so easy to get a connection in the region that he is. We're going to be having, him back hopefully in a short while. What do you think of this conversation? We are engaging in conversation with the largest opposition leader in Uganda. He goes by the name Bobi Wine. His government name, Robert Setamu, or Robert Kyagulanyi Setamu, as you may want, to know him by. This is the conversation we're having tonight. Is now the time for Bobi Wine? Is the question that we are asking. You're watching Spotlight on Crown TV.
Bingi bajja kubikola. Tebagala ayogere erinsi, tebagala ensi emanye kituufu kyekigenda mu maaso. Kyona bakola bino byonna. Bagezaako okumulemesa ne connections bazijja ku internet bagicyankalanya basowanga byayogera tebituuka eri ensi tebiwulira. That's why they are doing all this. Bamutaako jama buli wadda alinako jama asobanga ensi tetegera kikidala kigenda ku maaso ku Kyagulanyi babirenga tebigenda live mu nsi kutegera nti laba ekiri mu campaigning ku Kyagulanyi kibali mu kuziyiza naye bali mu kwekulira akabazi kugulu.
But luckily, we have managed to, have a conversation of some sort with him, and we do hope that you are tuned in and are following. The pictures that we are running are pictures of what transpired today in Uganda. He was in Mbarara, and he, as you can see, with his support there, was having a time to just send his message across to his supporters. We are trying to get to understand exactly, what his plans are for Uganda. He has mentioned of what has happened in that country. He's talked about intimidation, torture, violence, and oppression against, political participants in Uganda. But our question to him is that whilst these challenges, are existing, and the space for politics is genuinely more open, because he can be allowed, of course, with issues to host, these rallies. Now, how does he, as an opposition leader, navigate this restrictive, environment in that particular country? Those are things that we want to, to understand, but also want to understand that this constant state pressure, including his arrests and, he's charged with treason. Remember, he was charged with treason in 2018, and also the documentation of his journey, the Oscar-nominated film Bobi Wine. Wanted to get into the meat of this conversation and just understand where he is at as things stand today, but also his vision for Uganda. He says he wants his people to follow the law and to just follow the law. Now, the state of basic needs and economic challenge is another conversation that we would like to understand. I want to get his thoughts on the biggest challenge the people of Uganda are facing right now, and how Uganda can, leverage the situation that is there, and, to find means of existing as one people and not get divided by, political differences. Those are so many, conversations or angles of conversations that we would love to have with our guests. He's trying with his team to rejoin, but unfortunately, we cannot see his face yet, and we cannot have this, interesting conversation with him. What do you think of what is going live on DSTV channel 277 and GoTV channel 23, but also alive on Topstar channel 89 and on Star Times channel?
Those are you hearing, listening? The internet is jammed because they have known he is live, talking to the world, speaking to the world, telling them what's going on the ground. So they have jammed his internet so that he can't speak to the world. Program against kugwa negwera ddala nga Kyagulanyi na Bobi Wine tazeemu kwogera, tazeemu kufunika, tazeemu kulabibwa, tazeemu kuyitamu nga internet egaanye kubanga bali mu gijaminga awo wetuli. Uganda, better steady. Let's be ready for whatever is coming, but we need to change our country. We as Ugandans, nobody will change for us this Uganda. It's upon you and me to change Uganda for the best, for the future generations. Twagwene buno gambuze one nkwata ko nina kalimo kange nina ka business kange majja kunzita ne botabinga mwero jja kufa togaba nayo mazika kubijja bewamwe bafa kweyingiza byabufuzi banayo muzisa amwe bafudde kuwakanya gino Museveni byakola. Even if tobiwakanya ujja kufa. So speak out and say sigalinga etegedde nti you stood up and you spoken no laga ebikyamu ebigenda maaso era nti birina okutereezebwa. Kye tulina okukola tewali kirala.